So we're now in English. And now I'm playing myself then, how I should have looked, and how I did look for some people, and how it was. So I did myself make blonde, and I was always dressed in pink, not luck pink, but like this, like a doll. I must have, like a dumb doll, I must have been looking for some man. And I was sometimes. And I say here on this side, thank you to the neighbors that helped, that were the family Aslan. They really helped when my toilet was no more good, full of caca and nothing went anymore. And also in the kitchen, that someone else helped. So once they helped and showed me how, and then I learned, yes, I was a farm wife, and we didn't have that problem, because we have renovated that old 300 years old house, and as long as I lived there, the house was good, the house was fine, because I lived there only a few years, from about 1900 to 2003 till 1999 came my latest daughter to Easter birthday. 2003 I moved already here, so only a few years I was there living. Since 2000, when did I get married? They made me dumb again, I don't know now. That's so blamable. And my first child came to Earth in 1994. In that year we moved in that house, and I moved out 2003. So 1994, 6 and 3, 9 years. So in these 9 years, this did not happen there. But I moved here in a 7-floor house, and this house was 40 years old. So when I moved in this, not a lie, it's truth, the people who have lived before here, or the neighbors who also wanted to make bad jokes to the people who have lived here, maybe they even died, I guess, they put even spaghetti in the kitchen where the water runs down, and I had to take out that, and it smelled bad, like vomited and shit and everything. You cannot imagine how that was all. And I once needed help and paid for this help. That was then when I was running out of the soap, and I took not the soap for the kitchen, for the machine. I took the really soap, and this you should not do. Then it was like exploding all over my bubble gums. That what spirit lines there in America place, that they had also all over where a bubble bath. I had also that bubble bath in the kitchen, because I was too dumb or too lazy to go down and buy the real soap for the washing machine. And I had to buy 6 toilets till one stayed. I had really bad luck. I had a curse. I had here the big mirror. I always was here. Now I changed the mirrors and took the one from the sleeping room here, because that when they fall, that was 1,000 pieces, and like my soul felt also like this, and that was like 1,000 times bad luck. 1,000 times bad luck was that. And 6 times to buy a new toilet, which costs every time 600 francs. This is bad luck. And that happens to me here. And I also had to pay over 600 for the washing machine in the kitchen, and over 10 years every year. So that alone makes 6,000 francs, which I only spent for reparation of the kitchen. So much money, and that's why I recommend all people to be to stay healthy, to stay also in the brain healthy, and to become wise and not dumb. And they should learn that also in the farm school. You know, I have made also the farm school before I got married, but there we got only prepared for a farmhouse, not for this here. I mean, we have here 2 doctors in the house, and they also put all the chemicals just in the toilet instead of really put it there where they should do it. And then the plastic was disappearing, you know, the tubes where the water goes in and the caca and the shit and everything, they disappeared because the chemicals were so strong, they were so acid that they made holes, and then the water and the caca and everything went into the house, in the walls, wherever. And we had to pay more than 100,000 for reparation of this, and I was not happy, no one was happy. This was all really happening in this house. And I can only say a clothes like this, like my other one, the red one I made myself over the clothes, would really help a little bit, but not this white here, that would become dirty. And I should have had this dress, I didn't have. I had a black one, though, for hobby and my boyfriend, and later on maybe some man I just want to begging the people to understand that if a person, like I was then, has been like looking like a Barbie doll, and the man would go wild for her, and she needed help, and she would have been dumped when she not would have taken help. But I had to pay all the time. I didn't want to be a prostitute because here in this canton, exactly is it forbidden. So I fight against that, even though I got men who said, I help you, I do this job, but you give me sex. And I resisted and resisted and resisted as long as I could. I always write over 2,000 recommendations for me to get a job in an office, to get a job, a proper job. And if I only had moved in another canton, this would have not been a problem, you know, to work as a sex worker and make the money and not have this bad luck all the time, again and again and again. And it hits so much, and I would no one recommend to do the same what I did. I would just move out to go in another canton, because here you had the police against you, the people against you. It was not legal when you did something. And even I didn't, if I only would have taken help, this was offered to me. Look, we do that in our free time, but you give sex. And I said, no, I wanted to stay stable. I wanted to be a brave, good woman. Till you break and break and break, and there have been situations where you could no more. And for this, I'm begging that people understand this. That they understand this. But this 6,000 I paid for the toilets. Then the last toilet, a man helped me, and then I accepted his help and gave him massages and sex. Only the last toilet. So 6,000 I paid, and then the last one, no, 5,400 I paid, and the last one I paid also the toilet, but no more the help. And I had the Schwendler so many times, I also paid and paid all. There was no bonus, nothing. Once ironing, I got cheaper. This mirror I got cheaper and not free, no. I went to Zurich, I saw this mirror and I wanted to buy it. It costed 980 francs, and I said, can I not have it for 600? I only have 600, and I give you a photo story of porno material of me. So I give you a photo story of me. I made also pornos, but you get just the pictures, like a photo story. And then they accepted. So it was not cheating of me, because it was a photo story of me, not only naked, but really like I'm playing now, like cosplay, but you see, for men. So I did not cheat. I And I didn't get it for free, not at all. I paid for the holy price, 980 francs I paid for that mirror, which is behind me. It's a big, beautiful one. But I was not doing prostitution for it. I just offered that photo story of me. And they accept. And that was the only time I could sell that. Sometimes I gave that, one time I gave something like that to a man for 6 francs, and he must have sold it. So man could have become rich, but I not. That's the only thing, like a trophy, which I have from that time. And yeah, I just wanted to say that. And then also in English, this time, yesterday, I had to do that job myself. I did not do sex. There was no man coming and offering me his help. One did call back though, and he did not offer me help. But he knows me from that time, but he never helped. So not in that way. When I was once when I'm very lonely, feeling lonely, then I would have talked with him. Maybe also dirty talking, and that helps to not be all alone and not become depressed and not cry. Yes, that was the help he offered me from time to time. But it was also like a spy out, and he was also a spy to find out if I'm home or not. So for the enemies, so he was never a friend, that not. He called, like always in my hard times, but he didn't offer help, so I had to do all my life myself. And it was from morning at 10 till evening, maybe 9, till I was cleaning everything, 10 or even 11, I don't know. I wanted to watch the time, was not able to, because I had to clean everything then. And it took so long because all those years it has never been so deep down something in. It has never been so mean, so hard, because someone must have put this in. But it is not possible from the kitchen. So yes, it's wood from me. I was woodworking. It is a part of me, but someone must have been in the kitchen and took it. And I can prove it. I did not do it. You know, I can show you that that falls in, that would not go in here, and also not in here. Here not, it goes not in, okay? It goes not, but it was in, down, deep down. I had to take everything away, and with the sucking machine, the air blower and the air sucker, this machine that takes the dirt, the hoover, you know, I have not the hoover, I have the Kercher, and with that machine I was always, I was cooking hot water, putting soap in it, mix it, give it down in there. Then you have this thing here. I just show this so that someone like me can also help someone like you. Wait for it. Yeah. Look, this is very helpful. That's what the family Aston at that time showed me. You can buy that in Switzerland or wherever, and you put that thing inside, and then you do this. And then it takes off long hair, for example, long hair, which is in that tube channel in, it comes then up with this thing. This is very helpful. You need that when you are in an old house building with 7-6 floors. I don't know how they do that in America. I just say how I did it. Then with dust, make these rumors. And I also thought maybe someone else in that region also had to do the same job, and then they made that explosion. I was also nearly tempted to buy a Hochdruckreiniger that high-speed water thing, but that could cause an explosion, I guess. And then I also put these things in with soap, and that helped very much. I put them in with soap in the tube, and then I blowed with hot wind with the blower, with the machine that in, and that would make this, and then it cleaned very good. And then you suck it up again, and that thousands time till the sober water which I put in came out sober, and at the end nothing came out anymore. So 2 of them went down. And that's okay, because then they are in the big channel. They did it. They managed to go in the big channel, and they managed to go down. And this came really up. This is a wonder. I don't know how this came up, because we have the curves. I cannot imagine how that thing went through curves, but it came up, and it's a wonder from God. Thank you, God, because it was like a voice that said, don't give up. I wanted to give up at 6 o'clock. I said, I can't no more, God. I drink a coffee. I drink so many coffees. But all alone on the balcony. And they did not help. And I said, God, I can no more do this job. I can no more do this dirty job. I can no more do the smell of this. How am I tested? Now I'm tempted to become a sex worker and never do that here again, but I must only remember sex worker also clean tunnels with cocker, but with their tongues sometimes. So no, thank you. This was only smelling in my hands, but I could wash it and go. But I was tempted to do this sex job, to work as an escort again. I said, now I can no more do this. I have to do all the cleaning and everything all my life again myself. I deserve better. I do want to be a superstar, just show my legs and feet, and I can no more. But I did it. Then, like really, a voice came, like God said, for me that is called hold through. You get a reward. You get a reward. Hold through. And if it takes the whole night. And then I was holding through, and then that wood here came up. This was a wonder. Because you have tunnels, you have that curves. How can that go through the curves? It's, for me, not possible. But it did. It came up. And then, now we are free, And I have to show that all, because it is mean what they did to me. It also means someone, and they did it not from my flat, they did it from under flat. It is very scary, because they should not be able to go in my water channels or my toilet. Then they could also put cameras in and see me, watch me or hear me. This should not be allowed. It's also not allowed. It is not. Or be under my toilet and shower with my toilet water. There are perverse people, they do that. And so maybe some people had a contract with my husband, and that's why he still pays for me and did not get divorced. And in one way, it could be, I could say, oh, anyway, I don't care. I get paid and all is okay, but it was not okay against my children. They did not know it, if they had a contract, if that was that. I did not know it, and they did not know it, and that was not okay. And it's not okay when you don't get a job and get smelled out, when you go out of the house and you get smelled out and don't know why. When you know why, then it's something else. Then I would say, oh yeah, I know. Maybe you saw the film. I have now for this ring, You can smile, I can carry that. But it was not like that, so I just got the money from the husband to live here and worked hard for the money for the rest of the things. To be able to keep the flat, to buy computers, to pay also the dentist for my daughter. She had very expensive dentist. She had not so good teeth, and then I spent all my money for the flat and the daughter and things. Only now when I have no more a car, I can again buy things like this. And I enjoy that very much. And when I would have a boyfriend ever, he could know, I don't like to get pressure, but from time to time, he could obey that I feel pleasure to dress myself and make cosplay in one role ever. Not in what hurts me though, not in killing, not in this, not in mascara, not in bondage, not in death, not in true horror, not in, nothing was hurts, not in torture, not in bounding, not in bondage, no that, all no. Just nice things. Like I'm the cleaner of books and things like that. And he could look under my this. That's all. So yeah, what else do I have to say to this? That it is a really deep problem, and I think that when they open it down, that I have to say, they can also, and they could put in this, if they did that not do from my flat, they did that from my flat down under, then they could also do flies in that channel, and then it could be that millions of flies suddenly come in my flat, like it was when I was able to see the flat the first time. Millions of flies were in here. That's why no one else took the flat, only I, because no one else started to take the flat. Millions. You had to close the mouth, hold the hand for the nose, they would come in the face, in the mouth, in the ears, all over. So many flies have been in here, and that could have been the way how they came in. I saw the window, but they were always there on the window, to the canalization. Now I know finally the word in English, through the canalization. That's why the canalization must be closed, but when they make a hole in it and they don't use it themselves, they can blow in flies. This could have happened here. Now noch schnell in Deutsch. Das könnte der Fall gewesen sein, dass wo ich die Wohnung das erste Mal angesehen habe, hatte es Millionen von Fliegen gehabt. Hier in der Wohnung. Das stört mich, dass die Brüste so sind nicht höher oben. Genau, kann man jetzt nichts machen. Dass die da Millionen von Fliegen reingeblasen hätten. Durch die Kanalisation wäre das möglich. Durch die Kanalisation würde das gehen. Es könnte es sein. Es muss also nicht sein, dass Leute in der Wohnung hier gestorben sind. Es hat aber so ausgesehen für mich, aber sie können einfach dadurch die Kanalisation Millionen von Fliegen reinblasen. Wenn sie das hier reingetan haben von unten, wenn das nicht von dieser Wohnung aus passiert ist, dann könnten sie auf den gleichen Weg auch Fliegen reintun, einfach zum das sagen. Da muss ich mich wehren. Ich muss alles festhalten für den Fall vom Gericht. Also wenn hier nur noch Fliegen reinkommen, gehe ich ins Hotel und da muss jemand dafür zahlen und dann muss die Polizei herausfinden, wo die Fliegen herkommen. Es muss nicht einmal ein Mord passiert sein, es kann auch einfach zu Leidewerken sein, damit ich aus der Wohnung gehe. So haben sie vielleicht die anderen verjagt, gar nicht mit Gift, mich nur mit Gift, mich mit Giftgasen, ja. Mich mit allem, was möglich ist. Und das ist schon schlimm. Du hast kein Geld. Wenn man kein Geld, also wenn man es selber nicht reparieren kann, kannst du die Küche nicht mehr brauchen, wenn Kacke hochkommt. Keinen Abfluss hast, du kannst die Geschirrspülmaschine auch nicht mehr brauchen. Und wenn du dann nicht das Geld hast, für einen von der Kanalisation kommen zu lassen, dann kannst du die Wohnung eigentlich de facto gar nicht mehr gebrauchen. Kannst sie nur noch verkaufen und dann halt mit Verlust verkaufen. Oder du bist ein Betrüger, ein bisschen, und hoffst, dass die das nicht reklamieren. Sie dürfen ja dann Abzug machen, wenn das defekt ist. Oder? Und ich wollte das einfach festhalten, ja. Und man hat mir auch gedroht, ich würde jetzt ausziehen. Sobald ich kann, werde ich das tun. Solange es nicht geht, geht es eben nicht. Solange müssen sie eben aushalten, dass ich jetzt hier wohne. Ich hatte heute auch schon Gedanken, mit meinen Eltern zu tauschen. Die haben eine Partnerwohnung. Meine Mutter würde sehr gerne hier wohnen. Sie hat ja ihn als Liebhaber und die Leute haben auch keine meine Eltern, aber ich möchte nicht beschissen werden. Und die würden das so drehen, dass sie dann mein Vormund wären und dann ihnen am Schluss beide Wohnungen gehören würden. Die würden mich bescheißen. Das sagt mir einfach mein Bauchgefühl und was ich mit denen alles mitgemacht habe. Das sagt mir einfach, das würde dann so laufen, dass am Schluss ich da wohnen dürfte eine Zeit lang, solange die wohnen. Am Schluss, ich meinte, ich habe die Verträge richtig und es würde getauscht, das wäre dann meine Wohnung und deren ihre und dann würde er rauskommen allein. Die haben mir die Unterschrift gefälscht und haben das ausgetauscht, die würden das machen. Irgendwie würden sie auch noch einmal reinkommen und dann am Schluss wäre ich das Dubali und sie der Vormund und ihnen gehört beide Wohnungen. Dann wäre ich dort ein Jahr und dann würden sie mich sowieso versorgen lassen. Das ist ja das Endziel. Also nein, ich kann es nicht riskieren, die Wohnung zu tauschen. Auch wenn ich nicht mehr mag, auch wenn es gut wäre für die Hunde, auch wenn ich noch so gerne diese Hilfe wie annehmen würde, im Parterre wohnen zu können. Aber dann kommen auch Leute und die Hunde laufen weg. Große Hunde kommen und die Hunde verbeißen auf dem Balkon. Ich hätte ja doch nicht Ruhe. Dann würde meine Mutter einen Husky da auf den Balkon tun oder Spinnen oder was auch immer. Ich wäre da noch mehr Angriffen ausgesetzt. Also nein, ich bleibe bitte gern hier. Nicht für immer. Wenn ich kann, ich möchte einfach nicht fliehen müssen. Ich möchte wählen können, wohin ich gehe, dahin, wo Leute sind, die zu mir passen. Also ich habe nicht den ganzen Tag so rum. Ehrlich, de facto, das Kleid ist brandneu von Schuh. Ich habe das früher nie gehabt. Ich habe andere schöne Sachen gehabt, aber dieses hier nicht. Ein schwarzes, ähnliches, sowas hat es mal gegeben. Aber Pink ist meine Farbe, es ist mein Zeitalter. Und ich finde, Pink steht mir auch besser an. Ich bin dankbar dafür. Und ja, es steht dazu, dass mir jetzt das gefällt. Es ist auch ein Rollenspiel, ich habe auch die Rolle gespielt, aber ich bin auch schon ein bisschen ich. So wie Paris Hilton, glaube ich, auch gerne rosa hat, gell? Die Britney Spears, glaube ich, nicht so. Die ist ein bisschen ein anderer Typ. Ja, auch ein bisschen. Aber ich liebe rosa schon sehr. Weißgold aber noch mehr so. Sissi-Style, Schloss-Style gefällt mir halt noch besser. Aber im Schloss könnte auch eine solche Angestellte sein. Und könnte schon sein, dass ich mir das leisten würde, wenn ich eine Putzfrau hätte, dass ich sagen würde, wenn Sie möchten, dürfen Sie so ein Kleid gerne tragen, um hier zu putzen. Aber nur für mich, wenn der Mann da ist, nicht. Dann bitte normal. So, also wir haben viel gesagt, viel gemacht. Ich glaube, für heute sollte es reichen. Nein, ich mache dann noch einen Kuchenteig. Den Streuselkuchen machen wir auch so, aber ich trinke zuerst den Kaffee und dann kommen wir nochmals. Und dann in der Nacht alles hochladen und dann schlafen gehen. Hab euch lieb. Tschüss.